On this week's Red Dead 2 o'clock, Red Dead Online, how it'll work, and the zombies versus dinosaurs mode you didn't know you wanted. It's all here on this week's Red Dead 2 o'clock. Hello and welcome to Red Dead 2 o'clock. My name is James and I'm joined again this week by Dan Dawkins.
Good morning, good day, good afternoon.
Well, it's one of them. It's fine. This week we are going to be talking about primarily Red Dead Online. Yesterday we saw a new trailer come out, which was all new single player footage. And from today, you can preload the game onto your system.
Reports have come out of like 100 gig plus download. Ooh. It's a biggie. So yeah, I think between sort of 98 to 120 gig, but it's definitely a biggie. Get preloading if you can. And I can't believe 7 days, if you're listening to this as soon as we made it live until the actual game comes out. Amazing.
That's right. But Red Dead Online, they have said, is going to come slightly later than the game. If we were putting our prediction hats on, I would say about 2 weeks later to mirror the GTA Online launch from GTA 5. So you're looking at about 2 weeks after launch. We'll get Red Dead Online. So we're here to talk about that. Dan, there's not a lot of information about Red Dead Online out there, but there is a little bit, right?
Yeah, Rockstar put out a release around about 2 weeks ago, essentially confirming that yes, Red Dead Online was called Red Dead Online, which seems obvious now, but there was a contention whether they follow the same model as GTA Online. They've said it will go live in November. It will be accessible to anyone who has bought Red Dead Redemption 2, which is again very similar to what happened with GTA Online. I mean, let's be honest, right? It's really analogous to GTA Online, and even to the extent where Rockstar talked vaguely about creating a seamless blend of story, multiplayer, cooperative, all those kind of buzzwords blended together, which again is very GTA Online. And the thing I thought was most interesting is they explicitly stated to expect some turbulence, as they described it, in the early setup of the game. Presumably because, there will be millions of people tuning in to play that game all at once. And until Rockstar have a million people trying to get in on the game, you can't truly stress test a game of this magnitude. It's fine to do it in closed server environments. We did exactly the same when we played GTA Online back in the day. It's only when you actually get it live you discover the problem. So, I mean, Rockstar are just prepping the ground for that.
Yeah, and they've had experience with GTA Online, obviously, so they're prepared in that sense.
Yeah, they talk about it being in beta, but let's be honest, it'll be like everyone in on a beta, so it's effectively like making it live. Yeah. I mean, you could also say that Fortnite was in beta for like a million years.
Still is.
Or, I mean, you know what I mean? Come on. And PUBG was in beta for about a year and a half. That's what people say, but it seems a bit notional, this idea of its beta versus a final product. Something to add is that Rockstar did speak to IGN to add a little bit more detail, and I do stress it's a little bit more detail about Red Dead Online. The most compelling things I thought were that they did talk about what they've learnt from GTA Online, and were quite open about they didn't really feel the experience came together until the release of certain content packs. So they referred specifically, and this won't surprise anyone, to heists being the sort of right blend of cooperative, metricized style play, rewarding play, a little bit of narrative, big explosive beats. They talked about the very recent After Hours nightclub pack. Love to see how they're going to bring that to life in Red Dead.
Little saloon party or something.
It could well be, you don't know, but I mean, I'd imagine like a raucous saloon environment, but I'm not sure who'll be DJing.
No,
it might be a guy on a fiddle or piano or something, unless it's going full Westworld. But again, that's not speculation at all. That's just madness. Gun running they referred to, and even less plausibly, the Doomsday heist, which for those who haven't played it in GTA Online, is effectively you teaming up with, to all purposes, Elon Musk to avert a critical death laser. So I don't know that will entirely translate to the 1900s, but there we go. And the other thing they've mentioned was they're fully cognizant that there will be a lot of GTA Online players who are kind of like fans of Rockstar who might migrate to Red Dead, but they want to keep both communities vibrant. They talked about, quote unquote, vaguely staggering content releases for both games to try and keep both audiences engaged and not feel like they've got to choose between two packs at the same time. They did reference, don't split the audience as much as they can. I think there's an inevitable sense of, open world / Rockstar fans who'll just want to migrate between the two.
Yeah. Okay. Well, the trophies for Red Dead have been released online, and some of them relate to Red Dead Online. So we're going to have a look at them and see how it might shape the game and the online experience. The first of these is called Breakout, and it's complete the intro.
Well, that would be, again, GTA Online, where you essentially got like an hour or two, didn't you, of getting babied in. There was almost like they put the training wheels on.
Yeah.
So you could get familiar with the world, and in a slightly more narrative-led style. I think this will be exactly the same. Now, the words breakout, let's be honest, where does that mode begin?
I mean, you'd think it has to begin with you in prison, right?
Yeah, breaking out. And unless you're breaking out some badass moves in the after-hours nightclub. But I think that's extremely unlikely, so I think it will begin with a prison breakout.
Yeah, which is cool. Like, it's loads of players. You start your journey by breaking out of a sheriff's jail or something like that.
Yeah.
And then you go off into the world and start your journey. Like, it's a good way to start. Obviously, GTA 5 started with you landing in the plane. You met Lamar and you went off to meet a drug dealer, I think. Obviously, you're not going to be meeting a drug dealer in Red Dead, but you might go and, meet someone who's pushing some elixirs or something like that.
Oh,
who
crikey.
knows?
Yeah, okay, we'll see.
Next up, we've got Butchered. Sell 20 items to the butcher. All of this stuff can be related to other things like Master Craftsman, craft 20 items, non-regulation, craft 25 pieces of ammunition, picked to perfection, pick 25 herbs. So it's all sort of tying into the open worldness of, like GTA Online.
It's exactly what you'll do in the single player. There'll be lots of collection, finding different animals, skinning them, collecting their hides, getting the meats, taking them to the butcher, finding the herbs. There's lots of collection puzzles and, challenges for people who want it.
Yeah. Then we've got Buckle Up. Achieve 5 gold belt buckles from awards. Now, I'm going to assume that gold belt buckles is the new star rating system, so it's gold, silver and bronze. I think that will probably be how that works. So you'll do different types of missions, you'll be rated on them, gold obviously being the best one, and you need to get 5 of them to get this trophy. Then we have All's Fair. Successfully counter a rival posse's free roam mission, this is interesting. It's a little bit like gang warfare.
Yeah, this is very similar again to parts of GTA Online, where in the Doomsday heist, part of the mechanic was you could spoil another team from completing what they were doing. So I think that will just completely carry over. For posse, read crew.
Yeah.
It'll just be the same. You'll be bringing your gang together should you want to foil other gangs.
There's quite a lot of other posse stuff. One of them is former persistent posse / crew. Strength in numbers. Complete a free roam mission as part of a posse with at least 2 members, and achieve MVP 3 times in a round with at least 4 players, which points towards a classic sort of player versus player deathmatch shootout, I assume.
Yeah, that's almost certain to be there. I mean, we can talk about as we go through these trophies. There's a number of modes that were popular in the original Red Dead Redemption Online, and this is going back a console generation when I think online environments were much less developed. Maybe we'll get to that as we talk through the rest of the trophies.
Yeah, well, we've got the next one, Eventful. Play 5 free roam events.
Yeah, and free roam was one of the big modes last time around. I mean, it's as it sounds, free roam. There'll be events within that. I think what was interesting is last time around, Red Dead Redemption had separate modes for poker or liar's dice, which, to be honest, I don't know, do people log online just to play poker? I mean, don't correct me. Of course they do in a global sense, but that's for money.
Yeah.
Would they do that for virtual money in GTA? Not GTA, Red Dead, maybe. But I just feel like that's something that will be integrated into free roam rather than a separate mode. But I don't know. Maybe they'll keep the synchrony with what they did before.
Yeah, it feels like, poker and that kind of stuff is just an activity that you do rather than go on to specifically go, today I'm going to do 2 hours of poker.
Well, maybe the metrics show that people love that.
So
Well,
you might be right.
Yeah.
Okay, we have Gun for Hire. Accept 10 free roam missions from characters around the world, which means that, much like in GTA 5, you're going to get characters probably from the single-player game popping up in Red Dead Online who will give you missions and things to do, like Lester does in GTA 5. So it's very much the same environment. You're probably going to see some characters from the single-player game in the online world. Some of them are going to give you missions.
Yeah.
Home Comforts, purchase 5 camp improvements and can currently own 5 horses. This all relates to your camp and, read apartment from GTA 5 and how that's all going to work. So you're going to get a camp in the game. You're probably going to be able to customize it. You said there's a pre-order bonus.
Yeah, there was pre-order bonuses put out for Red Dead 2 and the special edition. It makes explicit reference to a personal theme for a camp. So, there's nothing more to say there. There'll be personal themes for camps. There's also, extra horses you'll be able to get. I think the war horse was the best horse in the previous games. Now there's, thoroughbred stallions who might be even faster. You're going to be able to, you don't have to choose, you'll be able to have effectively a garage stroke stable.
Yeah.
They're the cars, right? They're the cars of Red Dead Online.
Yeah, we've said it before, but horses are effectively your vehicles. They'll all be different ratings. Some of them will be faster, some of them will be better, have better stamina and that kind of things. But effectively, if you're looking at it, they're going to be cars.
Well, I know, but cars without looking like SUVs or having bulletproof armour or guns, and none of them can fly. I mean, who knows, right? But I don't think they're going to be able to fly. Something else to talk about is in the pre-order bonuses, they give you these talismans. So you can get something called an eagle talon talisman, which will boost your environmental awareness. And similarly, there's an iguana medallion that will make you harder to shoot while on a horse. So it sounds like you'll be able to equip these medallions that will temporarily boost while you're wearing certain sort of non-core stats and make the game a bit easier to play. It's like a perk system, I guess.
Yeah. Okay, and finally, we've got Getting Started, reach rank 10, and Notorious, reach rank 50. You probably reach level 10 reasonably quickly, and it would appear that rank 50 for now is probably going to be the level cap that you can get to.
Yeah, that makes perfect sense. I mean, so far, so familiar to what we know and what Rockstar have been owning.
Yeah, well, all of that feels pretty exciting. There's obviously lots to come. You can expect them to do very similar things to GTA 5. There'll be weekly events, bonus XP weekends, all of that kind of stuff will happen. It will probably progress as time goes on and expand, and you'll have more characters and more missions and probably heists, I'd imagine, robbing trains and
100%.
things.
I mean, I think this is time. We've talked about the stuff we know will happen. Let's be honest, right? Of course that's going to happen. It's really boring. It's boring good. We know about that. Let's talk about the cool stuff. The cool stuff will be, I think, heists. Building your posse together to do whether it's a jailbreak or a train break-in or a compound break-in. That stuff's got to happen, right? That's got to be exciting. I think, even more exciting, and all traditional Red Dead Redemption online component fans will remember this. The biggest thing was the undead overrun mode.
The zombies.
Basically zombies, right? There's no way they're not going to bring zombies back. Zombies just feel like an absolute gimme. That's a great mode. There'd be an outrage if they didn't do it. It might not be day one. There'll definitely be zombies. There's definitely going to be zombies. I think it's as simple as that. The thing I thought was interesting is after we'd been to see the preview when we played it at Rockstar a few weeks ago, I got excited because there was this dinosaur bones thing. I thought it would be super cool if there was a Monster Hunter style quasi-reality hunt the dinosaur mode in your posse. That would be amazing. Even more amazing, dinosaurs versus zombies if you want to go insane. That won't happen, but that's cool. And I'm saying that because I want Rockstar to make it. So there we go, there's your gimme.
Yeah.
Dinosaurs v zombies. And the biggest thing that, again, I swore would happen, and I'm really still hoping this is true, Rockstar are surely going to do a Battle Royale mode.
Well, you'd think, given the popularity of Battle Royale modes, there is a similar one in GTA 5, which is effectively a Battle Royale mode. It works maybe better in a cowboy environment when, you know, you're lone gunman, you're all out for yourselves, going around the world. I don't quite know how they'd like shrink the map, like what effective thing they can put in a realistic, like, you know, the storm in Fortnite is a...
It's going to be a little bit hokum pokum, whatever they do, or it could be like some invisible wall of the law closing in, like the authorities create some sort of perimeter and you have to shrink to a safe place. There's loads of ways to do it. I mean, effectively, it's like, here's the radius, keep retreating in, and I just think they'll do it. They're not going to ignore the biggest game mode type in the world, and they've got a chance to take a massive bite out of Fortnite's pie.
Well, we'll see. Probably not for launch.
No, well, maybe not for launch, but I would be astonished if they didn't do it.
Okay, well, that's a brief summary of what we think is going to happen in Red Dead Online.
Yeah. I confused it earlier on. I said Rockstar for years have been working on Red Dead Online. I mean GTA Online. I think there's such a degree of interchangeability. I think the game changes, the differences would be really doubling down potentially on a Battle Royale mode, and obviously zombies would be unique to Red Dead potentially. And definitely Dinosaurs v Zombies, the mode they must include.
Well, there you go. You heard it here first. So that's our quick summary of Red Dead Online. Let us know what you think about it in the comments. It's only a week to go until the game comes out. We will be back next week at some point to tell you what we think about the game.
Yes, we will. Definitely look out for that. Even based on our preview a few weeks ago, there will be a lot to talk about with Red Dead Redemption 2, and I cannot wait to finally get, hands-on with the game at depth and really get in there, because there's a lot to talk about, and I know everyone's going to be buying it and playing it. You're all going to want to join in this conversation.
Yeah, so come back next week. Follow us on Twitter at Red Dead 2 o'clock, and we will see you all next week.